Did you miss me? Did you? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. But I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Sorry about not having a stream last week. I wasn't around, and I understand that VicTube Productions was sick, which is a shame. I hope he's doing better. But I'm back now. I had a great trip. That was a lot of fun. What's up, Matt? First one here is, well, besides me, but first one here is Matt Dumit. Let's see if we get the usual suspects in here. And then I'll talk about the trip a little bit if you care to hear about it, or maybe even if you don't, because, it's my show. But I had a great time. For those of you who don't remember, I went to Italy from, what was it, the 26th through May 4th. May 4th was a travel day, so it's basically a wasted day. But spent a week in Italy. It was my first ever transatlantic trip. First trip to Italy, first trip to Europe. First trip I needed a passport since, well, if you don't count the time I went to Mexico or to the Bahamas on a cruise ship. It was the first time I had traveled internationally since my honeymoon back in 1994. So that was a long time ago. My God, that means that this September, it would have been my 30th wedding anniversary. Huh. Go figure. And there is Battle Angel, one of my mods. The long suffering, imminently tolerant Battle Angel. We all know why. Good to see you, my dear. Yeah, but I had a great time in Italy. The trip was mostly for my mom. Back when my father, well, let me back up beyond that. For the better part of 35 years, up until today, and of course going forward, my parents are avid glass art collectors. If you Google my last name and glass art, you'll see a lot of stuff about them and their collection and what they did for Ringling College of Art and Design. And they used to go to Venice on a yearly basis for like a decade. They had a lot of friends in Venice and Murano. They did a lot of buying there. But after 2014, the trip was no longer feasible for my father. And it had been since 2014 that my mom had been to Italy and wanted to go again, and decided to take me with her. And in the videos that I posted on my channel, if you watch them, you would see my mom and our dear family friend and financial advisor, Kathy, in those videos. And after the trip, and after, during the trip, really, and after, there were a lot of people who talked to me about missing my father and missing having not seen my mom in a long time. And seeing what they saw and experiencing a little bit of what they experienced over the time that they traveled there to Venice and Murano, I now have a better understanding of my parents than I ever had because of that trip. And it was an an enjoyable trip. It was in some ways the best trip I've ever gone on. So, and we're already planning to go back next year. Floridian, how you doing, man? No, I did not bring you back anything from Murano. I did bring myself back quite a few things from Murano. I did buy some glass myself in Murano. And I did buy myself a couple of watches that have art glass elements in them. Yes, Sir Uga, welcome back to the nonsense. Yes, this is this has always been nonsense. The longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream in all of YouTube that I know of. And I'm sure today we will prove once again that this is the live stream show about nothing in particular, as it always has been, ever since the origins of this stream during the dark days of the pandemic, the Wuhan Red Death. Oh, the food? Well, yeah. Anyway, the food was fantastic. Okay. Boy, we're just gonna rack them up today, aren't we? Anyway, that's not funny, Huff. Not funny. The food was fantastic. There is one downside to traveling to that part of Italy. That is the cuisine culture is dominated by seafood. They don't know how to grill. Do not order a steak in Venice. I mean, you can get them, but when you order a steak medium, it comes out well done. And if you don't specify a temperature point on steak, they will cook it in the Florentine style, which is so damn rare that the damn thing looks like you could shock it with a defibrillator and it'll come back to life. So they don't know how to cook a steak. They can cook. I mean, they can cook seafood. I mean, I had some. And the pizza was wonderful. And I'm not a big pizza eater ever since the food poisoning incident. Big Tube, how you doing, man? I hope you feeling better. I'll drop the link in a few minutes, Vic. You can come on if you want. But and the pasta was fantastic. Seafood was fantastic. Florida, I don't know about the water levels. I think according to Venetians that I talked to, that the water levels have stabilized pretty well. I know they're implementing flood control routines, but I think the water levels have stabilized for the moment. Yeah, you can eat pizza and pasta at Maggiano's. I know that. But there's a difference, I think. And I tasted the difference. It was good. But and there's a dish that there's a thing called frito misto. It's basically a platter of assorted seafood bits and pieces, calamari, shrimp, scallop, various kinds of fish, all very, very lightly battered and very, very lightly fried. And it's fantastic. They know how to do seafood there like you've never had before. It was fantastic food. I love Scott Kerr to death, but I don't think I would trust Scott Kerr's culinary opinions on very much. Slim Shady Canes is here. Good to see you. Yeah, North End of Boston has very good food too. I remember I'm from Boston. As a matter of fact, I've got a trip planned to go to Boston, ostensibly in October, so I'm looking forward to that. So and North End of Boston, I believe, is the Italian section, and that's pretty good stuff. But it was a great trip. It really was. No, Scott is not a culinary expert at all. Hang on a second. I gotta step away from him. There we are. Although I'm sure Scott Kerr could probably tell me where, a good cheeseburger could be had. Yeah. Security issues. No, actually, it was kind of funny. Heading out of Sarasota and going through TSA was pretty effortless. Take the shoes off, take the belt off, put all the shit in the bin, and go through. No problems. Steve Pearson, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Immigration into Italy, no problem. Just stood in line, got my passport stamped, and was through. Coming home, though, was a little different. Going through Italian security, you didn't have to take your shoes off or your belt off. That was kind of nice. I don't know why TSA makes you do that. It's stupid, but they didn't seem to like my carry-on because they pulled it aside and did a chemical swab check. Didn't find anything wrong, just ran a little chemical swab through the thing and then let me go. When we got back to Atlanta after an 11-hour flight, this was stupid. Although I think I figured out the reason why they did this. We landed the International Concord, get off the plane, and you're immediately routed to a baggage claim area underneath the jetway area. And I think what they do is they scan your bags, and they have security probably standing by. So they make you pick up your bag in one section and wheel it about 100 yards to another section where you give it back to baggage handlers and put it back on a conveyor belt and they take it from there to your connecting flight. I think what they've done is they probably put the bags through security, and they identify the ones that, they want to know who owns them. And if you grab one of those, they immediately grab you. So whatever. I expected to pay I have to declare because I bought a couple of watches, and I had them in my carry-on, and I had a form ready for, duty check to show that the watch was paid for duty-free. And they never stopped anybody for anything. They don't care, I guess. They just, walk right through. Never was asked about the watches, never was asked about anything like that. And went on through to the next gate and got on my flight back to Sarasota. Yeah, I know you can theoretically hide a weapon in your shoe, but you know what? That's what the X-ray scanner thing is supposed to be for. Oh, look at Pa. He's been to Belgium, Germany, Italy, Scotland, Ireland, London. He's a world traveling slaw man. Yeah, I went through customs at Atlanta. Obviously, that was the first U.S. airport I landed. No, not Tampa. Out of Tampa. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I know that Floridian. I just, it doesn't seem to make any sense to me, but I guess it does. Yeah, they don't. They didn't check my purchases at all. And where is he? Oops. And we will do it again. That's 2 for Uga. Third one, I'm going to time him out for the session. Huff. Nah. I'll talk about that in a little while. Anyway, I'm going to drop the link. There you go. Anybody wants to come on the yard? That's the great Atypical Gump. How you doing, sir? But I do want to mention one thing. Somebody in this community was trying to call me recently. I didn't give them my phone number. I didn't give anyone permission to give out my phone number. I would like to ask, please and thank you, if somebody asks you for my phone number and you have my phone number, contact me first and ask me if it's okay to give out my phone number. I mean, that's just common courtesy. Don't give my phone number out to people without my asking me first. I think that's just, common sense. I wouldn't do that to you. I don't know who's doing it or who did it, but I would ask in the future to anybody that has my personal phone number, if somebody else asks you for it, contact me first. Please and thank you. Slam, how you doing, man?
I see you're quick on the trigger.
What trigger?
I think Ford slander is quite appropriate.
Well, I don't.
Shit, I do. They didn't get nothing right till they made the Coyote. Then they finally got something right.
Oh, I don't know. I thought the GT 500 motors before the Coyote were right.
Well, yeah, but that's not a
The
Ford motor.
the Lightning motors were right.
It's highly modified from somebody else.
Just so I'll go, Lou. That's all. But for the record, on the record, let the record show, Jay Shipes and Traveling Fools are off my block list. So if they want to show up, they can show up. I took them off the block list. I was feeling charitable.
Doesn't make a lot of stuff during the day because he's at work, but
well, I understand. No, but I took them off.
Yeah.
I was asked very kindly by somebody in the community to because Traveling Fool, I didn't know what his real name was, but somebody some name popped up on my Facebook Messenger that I didn't know what the name was, so I just ignored it. And then somebody in the community not very nicely asked if I would talk to Traveling Fools. And I asked them what his real name was because it was, the off chance that it was the same guy.
Right.
And it turned out it was that the person's real name was the person's name was Traveling Fool's real name. So we communicated briefly, and that line of communication is still open. But we did communicate briefly over Messenger, and while I wouldn't call what he said to me was very nice and seemed to be very heartfelt. I wouldn't call it exactly an apology, but it was it was near enough to that. Apology adjacent, if you will. Well, and I explained to him that I didn't find what he said to be inconsequential, but I'll leave it at that. And I said, if I do end up coming to the cruise, that I will be nice and civil to everyone as long as they're nice and civil to me. And that's kind of where we left it. So Shipes and TF are not blocked, and and I'll if they come in here and they're nice and good folks, all get along. Well, no, of course you wouldn't, because you keep doing shit that irritates me, and I'm not going to put up with it.
Yeah, but I slander Ford all the time, and you don't time me out.
No, you don't do it every other utterance out of your mouth or out of your keyboard.
No.
He does. It's
not
so much.
Not every other.
It's not so much that he's making cracks about fix or repair daily and all that crap. It's that every time he types into the comments, it's the same old thing. It's tiresome. At least break it up with some other shit. I mean, come on, man. Sam Douglas, good to see you in here. It's no longer called content creating. It's called engagement farming. I have no idea what he's talking about. Do you know what he's talking about? I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, so that covers the TF and Shipes thing. They're not blocked. And I also unblocked Crimson Brave. So
you've given me a thought, though, since I'm going to partake once again in air travel. I think I'm gonna fuck with TSA a little bit.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend it, but how are you going to do that exactly?
I think until it's time to pack for the cruise, I'm gonna store all my tannerite in my suitcase. That way, if they swab my bag, it'll come back with the residue of a binary explosive.
Oh, geez, I was wondering why I had heard that word before, but I was mental blocking on what tannerite is. That's right. It's not a very powerful explosive, but it burns very quickly, or something like that.
You can take down a tree if you got enough tannerite. I've done it.
Hey, Zona, how you doing, man? Raj. No, Lou, I have not done that. Nor will I. What do they have TSA at cruise ships now?
I don't know about TSA, but I do remember having to drop off our bags in like an inspection area.
Yeah, I haven't been on a cruise since. When was I on a cruise last? I think it was 2003.
I say an inspection area. I mean, it was. I know they were checking bags, but it was also one of those things like they have somebody take your bags to your room for you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, well, they're checking your bags when they do that too. I mean, absolutely zero doubt about that.
Yeah, because like I said, I haven't been through. I haven't been on a cruise since I think 2003, or I think it was 2003. At the latest, it was 2004. Because I remember it was on the winding down part of my marriage.
Yeah, we did one for my 30th birthday, so that would have been 2018-ish, 17, 18, right in there.
Oh, that's fairly recent.
I mean, by the time we take this one, it'll be 7 years.
Huff, I only saw Jay's name on my block list in one place, and I took him off it. So if he's saying he's blocked, it ain't my doing, because I took him off. I mean, I'll check again. You know, so Battle Angel was kind enough to send me the instructions on how you go about, booking your room. Why do you have to? Why do you have to create an account on their website and then call an 800 number?
The whole create an account on their website, I don't know. The 800 number is because they have a group rate.
No. And what is it? I'm a little confused on this. Well, I'm checking now, Huff. What is this double occupancy? What does that mean in plain English?
2 people in a room.
So wait a minute. If I go for an interior room, because I think Lou said it best. I mean, why do you need a room with a view? You can just go outside and get a better view. So if I book an interior room for $850, I can't just be, myself in a room.
Well, no, I think you can.
I guess I call them and ask.
Yeah, TK was going on about that earlier.
Oh, she was? Well, no. It's just because I'm not double occupancying with anybody. Sorry.
Well, why not? Split the cost amongst 2 people. It's cheaper on everybody.
Because I don't do roommate real well, and because, other reasons. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That's not. Yeah, I just checked my list, Huff. He ain't on it now. Neither is Traveling Fools. So I don't know what to tell you. He ain't blocked. How are they going to hold events on a cruise ship? Not a lot of room on a cruise ship.
We'll make room.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is the Slav Olympics. People will clear space.
No.
And if they don't, that's what I'm there for, to make them clear space.
Plus, there's a casino on board, and I guarantee half these guys are, being the wonderful self-declared degenerate gamblers that they are. They'll be having fun at the casino.
Casino's a lot of fun.
I haven't been to a casino in a long time.
Well, there's a lot of things you haven't done in a long time. And I think that's a lot of what contributes to you being the ill-tempered fuck that you
are. Stop trying to flatter me there, Slim. It won't get you anywhere. Yes, I am ill-tempered. What's your point?
Because you haven't done a lot of shit in a long time. Saying live a little, might put you in a better mood.
Yeah, might. Well, I was in a good mood in Italy. I think this comment is for you, Slim.
I know. What do you say?
Okay. I mean, that's from a fellow ACC guy, you know. So.
Yeah, well, that's also from somebody with an irrelevant football program because their coach is so hard-headed that he drove it right into the ground.
Fair point. Raj. What is your gambling game of choice, if I may ask?
Normally blackjack, but I've been experimenting lately. But I don't know a whole lot about craps or roulette or anything like that.
I don't understand it. You know, maybe you understand it maybe a little better than me, or maybe Lou can come on and school us. What is the point of crap? You know, craps. I don't get it. I know if you get you know, 2 dice, you get a 1 on each dice. It's called snake eyes, and it's bad. But what else?
If I'm not mistaken, your goal is to roll in any combination of 7 or a 9.
Oh, Jesus, that seems to be.
There's all kinds of side bets.
That seems to be a game that favors the house overwhelmingly.
Well, all of them do, except for blackjack and crap, I'm having a brain fart now.
I like Ultimate Texas Hold'em thanks to freaking Sir.
I like poker, period. Whether it's Hold'em, whether it's 5-card draw. I've never played 3-card poker.
Who? Okay, I got someone in the background in the back room named Crap, and I'm looking at a camera angle of a really strange patterned rug. Oh, okay. Never mind. I know who it is now. Hi, Crap.
So Craps.
Craps. Okay.
Now there's a lot more to it, but basically, okay. So on the first roll, whatever number is rolled, that number becomes the point.
Okay.
And the person that rolls that number keeps rolling until they either roll that same number again or they roll a 7.
Okay.
That's basically how the game works. Now, as far as the bets that you make, there's 500 different bets you can make in craps, but the most basic bet is that you're betting that the point number. Let's say the first roll is a 5, okay? Then 5 becomes the point. And the person with the dice, they're called the shooter, he's trying to roll another 5 before he rolls a 7. And people are betting on whether or not he will do that.
I got you.
But there's a lot of other bets you can make, but that's the simplest bet in craps, and that has the best odds.
So you
I knew there was a bunch of side bets that really made it all confusing.
Yeah, like if you watch it on TV or something and people are like yelling, they're like, give me a hard 6 and shit like that. Like a hard 6 is betting that somebody's gonna roll 2 3s.
Right.
So like if they roll a 5 and a 1, that equals 6. But if you bet hard 6, you lose, because a 5 and a 1 is not a hard 6. Only a 3 and a 3 would win on a hard 6 bet. So there's a lot of weird shit like that. But basically, you're betting whether or not you think the person can roll their point number before they roll a 7, and that the house advantage is that there are more ways to roll a 7 than any other number with a pair of dice.
Yeah.
So if you roll the dice a million times, you're going to roll a 7 more than you roll any other one number. So you're just betting on whether or not you think the shooter will roll that number again before he rolls the 7. And really you can bet on any number you want. You don't have to bet on the point number. Like if the point is 5, you can bet on 8, 9, 10, 4. You can bet on any number you want, and if that number is rolled before a 7, you get paid. If a 7 is rolled, you lose your bet.
It sounds like there's way more ways to lose than to win.
Well, the only way really to lose when you're betting that way is if the shooter rolls a 7.
Well, how many rolls before you win?
If he rolls the number that you bet on, you win.
Yeah, so if it's the first roll after, and it's not, like he said, if the point is 5, and you bet on say 4, you could hit on the very next roll.
Yeah, whatever number.
Or it could be 20 rolls.
Yeah,
right, but you only lose if a 7 comes. If you bet on 5 and a 4 comes, nothing happens. You don't win or lose. Nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
The only way to lose is if they roll a 7.
Now, but the shooter wins on a 7 or loses on a 7?
No, you're not. No, it doesn't have anything the shooter can make the same bets you make or anybody else makes. It doesn't matter whether you're shooting the dice or not.
I think I'll stick to blackjack.
I mean, it's simple.
Blackjack,
you bet on a number. It couldn't be any simpler. If you bet on a number. If they roll that number, you win. If they roll a 7, you lose. It's that simple.
And any other number, nothing happens.
Any other number doesn't matter. Your bet stays light. You don't lose your money. You don't win your money.
7 is only good on the come out roll. Somebody's been studying at the feet of Lou, have they not?
Yeah, well, so before the point is made, 7 can't be the point. So on the first roll, if the shooter rolls a 7, everybody wins. But and then there's a million other bets like that too. But that's getting into the more complicated bet. What most people do is they just bet on a number, and you just hope that number gets rolled before a 7. That's it. You can bet on any number you want, 2 through 12.
Oh, okay. That actually makes sense after somebody explains it and I get to think about it for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, there's other strategies and shit that people do, but that's the basic idea of crap is you're betting on a number and then that number needs to be rolled before a 7 is rolled. So like if you get somebody on the table that rolls 40 or 50 times without rolling a 7, that's when you hear people hollering and yelling and screaming at a craps table because somebody's getting hot and they done rolled 30, 40 times without rolling a 7 and everybody's making a bunch of money. Pete had a roll the last time we were up there. I think it was 42 rolls. He had 42 rolls without a 7.
Wow. Did he win?
Yeah, he won. Everybody at the table was winning.
How much did he win?
I don't remember the amount. I mean, it depends how much you're betting, I mean, the table minimums are usually between $5 and $15. So some people bet 5, 10, 15, 50, 100. Just depends what you're betting. But that's basically it.
I think I'd probably stick to blackjack. At least I understand.
Blackjack's the easiest game to play. It's the easiest game to play. And the thing about blackjack, if you don't know what to do, you just ask the dealer and he'll tell you. So.
Damn nice of him.
Yeah. Am I supposed to hit or stay? He'll tell you what the book says. Doesn't mean you're going to win the hand, but he'll tell you what the odds say you're supposed to do. Or if I'm at the table, I'll tell you. And if you do something wrong, I'll get up and yell at you in front of everybody there.
Well, that would be a motivation to listen to you, just so I don't get yelled at.
Right.
Yeah. You've been doing some good videos. Think you're absolutely right about Napier. Can't say I got a single thing to argue about with that.
I can't believe he makes $7.5 million a year, and Kyle Whittingham makes $4.5 million.
Well,
That's unbelievable.
There's a word for that. It's called theft.
Yeah, he's stealing. You're right. Every time he cashes a check from Florida, he's stealing, isn't he?
The sad part is he's stealing money from me because it's my tax dollars. Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Florida's like most public. You know, Florida only pays Billy Napier like $100,000 a year. Like, that's how these coaching salaries aren't paid by the school. So
I don't know who's paying him, but they're paying him too much.
It's the boosters.
Yeah, the same people that pay his buyouts.
Yeah, it's boosters. So, like, the Florida legislature will set Florida coaching salary at whatever they set it at, $100,000. It ain't a lot, $500,000 maybe. I don't know what it is. It's less than $1 million though.
I don't know. I could find out if I cared.
Yeah, and then the rest, and that's not just Florida. That's all public universities.
Georgia's public, right?
The only difference would be places like Miami that's private.
Right. Southern Cal.
Yeah. Duke,
they can pay whatever they want.
You know, somebody put an article up in the one of the few Gator groups that I follow on Facebook. It was an article listing all 12 games of what Florida has to do to win each of them. And I put in the comments right below it, I said prayer would help. Man, my PM area lit up like a firefly. I'm telling you. I'm not making a lot of friends over there.
Twitter's full of 8 and 10 win predictions for Florida this year.
Man, I would love to be able to smoke what they're smoking. Like you said, maybe I need to learn to mellow out and have more fun. If I was smoking what those people were smoking, I would be the most mellow out, having fun son bitch you ever saw. 8-win season for Florida. No.
Hey, there are people that call me delusional for saying Miami's going to win at minimum 9 games this year.
Well, Huffabilly Paw is one of them, evidently.
Clemson, man, still hasn't come to terms with the fact that their best days are behind them.
They've signed 0 transfers again in both transfer windows. The January one and this one signed 0 transfers.
And lost 13 players transferred out.
Yeah, they're dereliction of duty. I don't know how these Clemson fans aren't screaming from the fucking rooftop about it. It blows my mind. It's not, and they've gotten worse every year for 4 years in a row. It's not like they're maintaining some kind of level or whatever. Like, they've literally, their record has gotten worse 4 years in a row while Dabo has sat around with his fist up his asshole, signing nobody out of the portal. It's unacceptable.
I made that exact argument and was told, no, Clemson has not had a worse record 4 years in a row.
Yeah, well, that's just fake news. I mean, you can look at their record in 2020, 2021, 2020. It was like 0 regular season losses, 1 or 2. Well, in 21 and 22, they had the same number of losses. But so they lost more in 21 than they did in 20. They lost the same in 22 as they did in 21, and they lost more in 23 than they did in 22. They've gone from 0 losses to 4 losses a year.
His stubbornness is going to get him fired.
Yep.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to just ignore it. I mean, I would be irate. I don't know how they deal with it. I really don't.
All I really need to happen is for Mario to be a little more hands-off on Saturday. I don't even need Mario to become a better coach. Yeah. I need him to just let his coordinators do what he hired them to do.
Yeah, just stay out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, Kirby had a problem with that in the beginning. He was too involved offensively. I think I don't know that for sure, but he's a defensive guy, and I just think when he became head coach, he tried to micromanage every aspect of the offense like he was used to doing as a defensive coordinator on the defense, and it was too conservative, and it just wasn't working. And I think when he interviewed Monken, I think Monken probably told him, "Look, if I come in here, this is mine. I'm doing what I want to do," and I think Kirby has sort of relaxed on some of that. But yeah, sometimes you don't have to have your hand in every pot as the coach. I mean, yeah, you need to oversee everything, but like if you don't trust a coordinator to run that side of the ball, why'd you hire him? Like let him do his job.
I wish Florida would hire an offensive coordinator. That would help.
That's a big problem there. It was a problem at Texas A&M. It was a problem for Gus Malzahn at Auburn. These head coaches that think they can be a head coach and a coordinator, they're fooling themselves.
The only one that really seems to be able to pull it off, and he has a offensive coordinator, he just calls plays on Saturday, is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Lou, I've been predicting all along here since end of last season that Napier's last day in Gainesville is November 3rd. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. It could be. Yeah, if they get embarrassed by Georgia.
My only wonder about that
after the Tennessee game.
Which they will. So
my only wonder about that, and the only thing that might save Billy, in my opinion, is the fact that they're paying Dan Mullen through 2027, and do they want to be paying 3 coaches at once?
3 coaches at once. Wow.
Well, if they keep having losing records, in perpetuity, they're not going to generate enough revenue to pay 3 coaches.
Are they still paying McElwain?
No, they're paying Dan Mullen through 2027. They would have to buy out Billy Napier, which they would put that probably on a very similar plan to what they're doing with Mullen, and then they would have to pay whoever the coach is going to be.
Oh, yeah, right. They have to pay whoever they hire. That's right. So, yeah, that would be 3. Yeah.
Sven's here.
If they lose to Miami and Central Florida, he might not make it to that Georgia game.
Yeah, he won't.
Well,
he won't.
He's going to lose to Miami and Central Florida.
Well, he might get fired in mid-October then.
I mean, I agree. I do think Miami's going to win that game, but I think that game's going to be closer than it has any business being, because, and I've made this argument before, so I can't, not use it for my own team. As experienced as guys like, Cam Ward, Damian Martinez are, they've never played a game in a Miami uniform.
I think the only reason that Florida has a chance in the Miami game is it's a home game and the Swamp is fairly tough to play in. But I still think Miami's going to win the game. I really don't hold out a lot of hope for the Miami
I don't think it's
game.
going to be a blowout, though. I could see a 9 to 12 point game somewhere in there.
I don't think Florida has the horsepower to beat Central Florida either. As much as it pains me to say that.
Now, that would be embarrassing. Now, losing to Miami would be funny, and you don't want to do that in-state rivalry thing and then the whole internet deal with the Miami fans. But losing to Central Florida would be just.
Well, they already lost to Central Florida, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, in the bowl game. They played a bowl game against Central Florida, and nobody showed up for Florida.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did, yeah.
Dang. Yeah. So they've got a losing streak to Central Florida?
They do.
Yeah, a losing streak of one game. But, yeah.
They do. That's a losing streak. Yeah.
But we did beat USF.
Yes,
yeah,
y'all did.
Sound good to me.
Good job. Yeah, good job. Yeah. Yeah, barely, but yeah.
Did you beat them 10-3 like Jalen Mildew did?
I don't remember what the score was.
Yeah, you beat them. You beat them barely. Yeah, you had to get a stop on their last possession to avoid losing to USF. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, things are not good in Gainesville. That's for sure.
Down.
Now, the basketball program, from what I understand, is recruiting very well. So maybe Florida is going to become a basketball school.
Well, do you have any
Basketball
idea?
school.
Do you have any idea why Anthony Edwards is better than any player that ever come out of Florida in the history of time?
Well, because if rumors are to be believed, he's an illegitimate child of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Which even Jordan has said, I probably got some kids floating around out there that I don't know about.
I didn't even know Anthony Edwards was a former Gator until somebody told me. I just kind of forgot about
you
that.
a former Gator. What were you talking about?
I thought he was a former Gator.
If you bark one more time, we're eating Korean tonight.
Now, Lou, be nice.
Now, if Anthony Edwards, if somebody doesn't give him the nickname Goose yesterday, that's an opportunity missed.
Deuce?
Goose.
Oh, Goose. Yeah, I think they call him Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah.
He needs the nickname Goose. The actor that played Goose in the original Top Gun was Anthony Edwards.
Oh.
I checked my block list
Ant-Man.
3 times. Shipes is not on the block list. I'm sorry, he's not on the block list.
That happened to me too. I had blocked Squid Tard one time, like 4 years ago, as a joke, and I unblocked him right away. And still to this day, he can't comment on my. Well, no, he can comment, but I can't see it on my own live streams.
Yeah,
other people see it, but I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
There's another person that happened to too. SEC Dog.
Oh yeah,
I can't see any of his comments, but neither one of them are blocked on my channel. But I can't see either one of their comments. I don't know if sometimes something gets stuck on YouTube's end when you block somebody or what, but it's happened to 2 people on my channel that I know of.
Maybe they need to block you and then unblock you, because normally if you can't see somebody's comments, they have you blocked.
Yeah, I even remember on a StreamYard one time, I pulled up my entire block list and showed it to Squid, and I scrolled through the whole thing, and I was like, "Look, you're not on there. Like, I don't know what the deal is." And even still to this day, he can't comment on my channel for some reason.
Another thing, even if he's blocked on my stream YouTube, I should still see him on StreamYard. And I don't see him on StreamYard because I usually, when I'm on a stream that somebody I blocked is on there too, I can see him in the StreamYard.
Yeah.
Hey, Sven, thanks for the €5. He said €5 for Florida's NIL. Well, it's not going to Florida. It's going into my watch fund, but thank you.
Sounds like a misappropriation of funds.
Not for me. And if I'm really, really lucky, and I think I will be this time next week, I am going to get a hold of a watch that I have been chasing for 3 years.
Okay.
And there's only 10 of them out there, and I'm going to get one.
There's only 10 of them. Wow.
It's y'all may not think it's a big deal, but for me,
was it a Seiko something?
It's not a Seiko, no.
It was
I'm going back to that Rolex store in 2 weeks, Saleen. If you wanted me to pick you something up.
Okay. No, I got plenty of Rolex, but thank you.
Didn't I send you a picture? I sent you a picture from there, and when we were there in January, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
I think I did. Yeah.
Man, I can afford one, but I don't know if I could ever talk myself into dropping that much money on a watch.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna make a video about it when you get it, right?
Oh yeah, I will, and it will be a very special There'll be, these things are important to me and probably nobody else. But
Yeah, hopefully you'll talk about it on your live show because none of us watch any of your watch videos.
I can talk about it on a live show, but why don't you watch any of my watch video? You could at least call it up and then go watch something else. I mean, at least give me the view and the ad revenue.
Right. Well, I do sometimes, but yeah, sometimes.
I admit it's I don't make the most entertaining videos. I mean,
Yeah, add some enthusiasm to it. You might get.
Yeah, they're a little boring. They're a little boring. You don't seem very excited about it. Maybe you'll be excited about this new watch you get, but in most of your watch videos, you don't seem excited at all.
Well, fair point. Fair point.
Yep. Fair point.
Jay tried to send me a super chat, but still blocked. A super chat would still
if
show
I was
up.
Jay, I'd just quit crying about it and make a new account. That's what I would do.
Well,
yeah.
no,
I'm sorry.
If he's still blocked, he can't send a super chat. I had that. That's how I found out that I got blocked one time on Blue's channel.
Uh-oh.
How do you check the block list on StreamYard?
I don't know.
Had a block list.
You go to settings and something. I don't know. It might be in settings. I don't know.
Let me check settings. Hang on. Forgot about that.
I mean, I know there's also a difference between
no ban guest.
I know there's a difference between a YouTube block list and I have everything running through my Google account, my Gmail, and that's an entirely separate block list.
Yeah.
So Google has a block list too?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking under guests in StreamYard, and there are no banned guests in StreamYard. So
really, not even any P bombers.
No.
Yeah, because I've had to block some sus individuals on StreamYard because they were showing something in the back room. So or they were like spamming the N-word in the private chat, or
Well, let me check Google. Hang on. Where is the Google settings? Manage account? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't have that problem. I don't block anything.
Well, perhaps I shouldn't be so damn petty, right?
No. I'm just saying I don't have them problems. I don't bother blocking anything.
Okay, now I'm looking at my block. I'm looking at blocked users on Google, not YouTube.
How do you find that?
I just did a search. I went in the Google account and I searched. I used the search word block.
Oh.
Hang on.
So if you block somebody on YouTube, it adds them to your Google block list automatically?
I don't know, but I'm checking anyway. And
I didn't even know that Google had one. I'll have to check that mine too, I guess.
I didn't know that either until Vic.
Probably a million people on mine.
Well, I got Unk on here a bunch of times.
Mine's pretty long too. Yeah.
He's never coming off, by the way.
The other day I had to block somebody. They had the name of my lawyer and the name of the judge in my case.
Wow. Where did they find that?
By the way, Lou, I'll say it publicly. I'll say it publicly. Congratulations on the outcome. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, I really got the best possible outcome.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean the lawyer, I'm with you. How would you find that? The judge, that's fairly easy enough to find.
Yeah. Okay, I just checked the blocked users on Google, and Shipes ain't on there, and neither is Traveling Fools.
I think Shipes blocked you, and that's why he can't comment.
He might have.
That seems more likely, yeah, because
That's what I think happened. I think Shipes blocked you.
yeah, because who is he? He's a damn Gator fan. I can't think of his name now. Real touchy
Octavian?
little fuck. No, not Octavian.
George?
B-Bean?
Yeah, B Bean has me blocked, and the only place I can still see him is on Peach streams because we're both mods on there.
Okay, there is one other thing. One other place I could check. Hang on. Shipes has a channel, right?
If he's got an account, he's got a channel.
He's got an account, but
I'm
I
sorry,
don't think he ever uploads anything. But
yeah, but something tells me there's not a whole bunch of Jay Shipes running around YouTube. Like his channel would be easier to find than George's.
Okay, I found it. I found it. Okay. His channel is still listed as hidden. So I'm going to unhide him.
So you did still have him blocked.
Well,
Damn,
no, I had it.
They make it hard.
I had him hidden so he couldn't comment on my videos. But maybe that, extends to extends
there
to
he
being able
is.
to comment.
Yeah, and there he is.
He's there?
Yep,
he's there. Fine. Now fucking leave me alone, all right?
How long will he last, though, Wonder?
I don't know.
But Lou, that may be how you have to find Squid Tard and SEC Dog.
Yeah, what did you do? Go to his channel and there's a unhide thing there too?
I'm going to do it for Traveling Fools too. Okay, I found Traveling Fools channel. At least I'm going to try to.
Truth or troll, Shipes is unblocked.
I guess it's the truth. Yeah, I guess it's the truth.
All right.
I guess it's the truth because that's him. That's the same profile picture. So.
Yeah. Well, I can't find Traveling Fools channel. I don't know the name.
What do you mean?
I put in the name.
It's called Traveling Fools. Yeah.
Is it traveling or traveling?
I thought it was traveling.
Traveling?
Yeah, ING.
Jay, the least you could do is spell the username right, for fuck's sake, you son of a bitch. Why did I even bother unblocking him? He's just going to make me miserable anyway.
Yeah, well, like Lou said, how long does this last?
Oh, as long as I can tolerate him. Not a minute longer and not a minute less.
Yeah, well, to put it lightly, you're not the most tolerant of individuals.
Well, now that they have all those mute options, maybe next time just mute him for like 9 months.
Yeah, I might do that. Shipes is not a bad person. Probably neither is Traveling Fools. I mean, I don't know Traveling Fools very well personally. So, maybe I'll try and get to know him a little bit on the cruise when I sign up. I'm probably going to sign up.
Yeah, you and TK can share a bunk.
I'd rather jump overboard. Oh, Friction Vixen is here. At Traveling Fools 2020. That's his YouTube channel? See,
I don't remember 2020 being in it. Then again, I've been subscribed to him for a while.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, that's the at though. Yeah, that's his handle is Traveling Fools 2020. Yeah.
Vic, do me a favor.
Just remember that everybody has a
you're a mod,
YouTube
right?
handle now.
Vic,
Right,
you're a
yeah.
mod. Go find Traveling Fool's channel and post the link in the chat so I can go find it on YouTube because I'm not having any luck.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, I would have to leave the StreamYard to do it because I'm on my phone.
Fools.
Or Lou could do it. Lou's a mod.
Traveling Fools. Well, yeah,
Do
here
what?
it is.
I don't want to do anything.
All
It
right,
should
don't
be
do anything. That's
easy
cool.
to find since I'm already subscribed. So
Yeah. Well, I'm not. That's probably why I'm not finding it.
Lou said his name's Bennett and he ain't in it.
copy.
Raj.
Paste. Yeah,
Oh.
I put it in. I put it in the private chat.
No, thank you. Yes, you did. Okay.
Well, what, do you think he was lying to you?
No. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to unhide him. And okay, he's now unblocked on the chat and he's unhidden on YouTube. So if he wants to comment, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I went to the doctor today. They're very happy with me. They say I can live until at least August when my next appointment is.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Yeah. I thought so. But I did manage to pick up a little bit of a cough or something from the airplane.
Hungry? Yeah, whenever.
Cough. Yeah. Yes. How was Italy? Saleen, did you have fun?
I had a blast. It was literally the best trip I ever took, ever. Man, I would say it was in some ways better than my honeymoon and in some ways not.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, my honeymoon was a fantastic trip.
Okay.
But it was Jamaica. It was a little weird, but traveling to Italy was fantastic.
Right. Well, I mean, of course, you were traveling with your mom instead of your wife, so.
Hang on.
Yeah. We need a vlog of Saleen
because
in a cabin in the woods with his sister.
Oh, fuck my sister. She can go. She can go get blown by the entire, New York Yankees roster.
Well, that's not very nice.
Well, she's not a very nice person. No, I had a great time in Venice. I got to meet. I met several of the artists that we got to see there. It's always good to see them again. And got to meet a couple more. I got to see a city, a metro that is 1,000 years old. I mean, beautiful to look at. Although every building needs a paint job.
Yeah. Did you see the Colosseum?
No, he didn't go to Rome.
You didn't go to
Rome.
We went to Venice and Murano.
Jay, you are
really bordering on. You're really bordering on inappropriate with that one. Really inappropriate, sir. I'll knock you out again if you keep it up. Anyway,
like I said, he ain't gonna last long.
Well, if he keeps making comments about my mother, no, he's not going to last long. Anyway, it even took a gondola ride. My mom and our friend Kathy wanted to do a gondola ride, so I said, "Oh, whatever." And
Yeah, when a
we
gondola
got a
ride.
gondola whatever, what do you call him, a gondolier.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't shut up. He kept singing and talking the whole time. It's like, Jesus
Was it
Christ, sir, you have an off
in
switch
Italian?
Well, that's
in
kind of the
Italian
point,
and
isn't it?
English. Huh?
Yeah, I thought that's what he was for. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
No,
supposed
but
to talk to you and sing to you.
yeah, and sing. Yeah,
he was. I mean, we saw hundreds of gondola guys there. You know, at the docking areas and on the canals, and
yeah.
and this one was the only one that I saw the entire time that spoke. I mean, most of them were just, fairly, they'd say something every once in a while. This guy was constant. I mean, he had no off switch. And it's
Yep.
like, Jesus, stop singing, you dumb son of a bitch.
Yep. So did he paddle the gondola standing up?
Yeah. Well, they all do.
Are
Yeah, they
you
all do.
incapable of not complaining about everything?
Yes. I don't complain about you much.
So my point still stands. You complain about everything.
Everyone complains about everything, sir. Just saying. You don't complain about a damn thing in your entire life, Slim. You can say that to me with a straight face.
I didn't say that, and I'm not going to say that.
Well, the fact that
But
I
you take
complain about
complaining
things,
to a whole new level.
okay, and just because I complain more than you do doesn't make me a bad person. I would think that as a person, I've met you many times. We've had many conversations, Slim. You strike me as a type of person that doesn't take shit because he don't give a shit.
This would be true.
Okay. I am also that kind of person. And I am more vocal about it than most. And I'm maybe more vocal about it than you. And guess who we have in the back now in the front is the vixen of the friction. Hello, you gorgeous thing, you.
I just want to prove it's me.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna be blinded. I'm gonna look very white in a second, so I'm just gonna turn my camera off. But
okay.
I just had to remind Slim Shady Canes that one thing that Saleen has never complained about, that I know for a fact, is me. So he only complains about you sometimes, but
he hasn't
never
complained about BA
me.
either. Like he brown noses all the women around here. Haven't you noticed?
Why would I do that?
So there's plenty of things and people that he hasn't complained about.
Well, wait
Maybe
a minute.
you should get on the brown list.
What does it matter why would I brown nose Friction Vixen? She's married. Why would I brown nose BA? She's as good as married. I treat women with respect.
By the way, when is that engagement coming up?
Ooh.
Is that going to be a fifth slobs, like on the cruise thing at the front of the ship? Let me hold you out like Rose. I'll be your Jack, and then have the ring.
Now, see, I wouldn't do that. I've seen that movie. That didn't turn out so well in the end.
She's going to leave you stranded in the Atlantic. Oh, God. Yeah. Cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah, couldn't move over and make room on that fucking door.
Nope.
Oh, man, they both would have been more in the water, and then neither one of them would have made it. You know that?
Well, maybe not. We'll never know. She said, fuck him.
Nope.
No, actually, she didn't say fuck him. She said, I'll never let go. She said, I'll never let go.
Yeah, and then she let go.
But she did let go. Yeah, after he died. Yeah, then she let go.
Yeah.
Now you really want to know the twist of that movie? At the very end, everybody's like, "Oh, it's so sweet. She's remembering this guy from 100 fucking years ago." I mean, listen here, heifer. you got kids and a husband, and you're thinking
she
about some
married
guy
some
that
other dude. Yeah.
yeah, you married some other dude, and here you are reminiscing over some dude that fucked you in the backseat of a car 100 years ago.
I will give it to you on
Yeah,
that.
Andrew.
I was
Yeah,
absolutely
Andrew, her
disgusted by that.
Good. Yeah, Andrew, her naked.
I get roasted on every single stream that I do. I don't understand what this. We're gonna roast Saleen one day. I get roasted every live stream I'm on. What are you talking about, man? You haven't been paying
No,
attention.
I've never roasted you.
No, but others have.
One Celine
Yeah, Andrew.
stream for a second.
Yeah, and drew her naked, but
Yeah, that was
That was amazing artistry.
She's decent looking topless, I guess, but
She ain't anymore. The years hadn't been kind to her.
nope.
I forgot the actress's name.
Yeah, Kate.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
And you know,
that's why they didn't
I
bring
would-
back
I-
Kelly McGillis for the newest Top Gun because the years hadn't been too kind to her either.
I wish women would talk more about how the years haven't been kind to males. Like, oh God, never mind. I won't even bring up Val Kilmer.
Well, I mean, men age. Val Kilmer's got cancer. Like, that wouldn't even be right.
Men
So do
age
half
like
these
one
women.
person.
They have cancer of their faces and their wrinkles.
Yeah, well,
Where
quit
did they
injecting
say-
shit into your face and you wouldn't have fucking cancer from it.
Oh, I know. Look, I'm telling you, it's going to be nice to be a one of a kind when everybody's faces are falling off at my age. You know, when I'm like 20 years older, because they started getting injections at my age. I'm going to be sitting there and I'm going to look like I have the hot face while your face is drooping down to the floor and is infected. Yeah.
Gravity.
What do you guys think about these booty butt lifts? So, you guys may not like the face because that's something that the man has to see all the time, and it's something that everybody else has to see all the time when they're like out there supporting their lady. But what do you guys think about the booty butt lifts that like it seems like 75% of women are going for these days, and that some of them have to get cut out and you know.
Oh, the Aussies.
No, they don't actually do implants. What they do is everybody's kind of gone the way of the Kardashians.
Taking the fat and putting it somewhere else.
Yeah, and they just suck it out of their stomach and their cheeks and put it in their ass.
But you know that's a problem too, right?
I'm sure it's not great.
I know they should just take off all that fat and then just throw it away. I mean, yeah.
No, you can make soap and give it away to people.
Yeah, make soup. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh, that reminds me of that movie.
I mean, if Gwyneth Paltrow can make a candle that smells like her cooter, I'm sure some Kardashian ass fat soap would sell pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try and buy that shit on the streets just so I can, cut it and mark it up.
How did we get onto Kardashian ass fat soap?
Slim Shady totally took us in that direction.
Yeah, I'll take the blame for that.
I just had him slightly steered in that direction.
Talking about Titanic, and then
nothing in particular.
Talking about Titanic, and then Titanic led to Kate Winslet, and that led to
well, the Titanic
yeah.
and Kim Kardashian have something in common.
What was
that? Look,
big fat ass.
Wow.
What, they both go down on an iceberg?
Hey, no, VicTube, I will have to. Can I give some props to VicTube that he was literally about to give you a breakdown of how every conversation steered in the direction that it did before you guys cut him off, but he was nailing it and y'all were missing it.
Yeah, well, Saleen was fixing to give us the punchline to his joke before you cut him off, so all's fair, I guess.
Go ahead and break it down, Vic.
Okay, well, it's because Friction came on and was talking about Lou proposing to BA on the slob cruise, and then we started talking about Titanic and how she wouldn't let him on that door, and then Slim started talking about how she ended up marrying some other guy, but everybody thinks it's sweet that she's reminiscing about someone who she banged in the back of a car, and then I brought up that he also drew her naked, and then we started talking about how the years have not been kind to her, and that led to us talking about butt lifts and the Kardashians. So.
Oh yeah, Friction brought up Brazilian butt lifts. Yeah.
There's Friction hanging out with Millis now. What?
I don't know. I guess.
Is that
Millis
the Tripe's asking that question? Just because Millis and I both had neighbors mysteriously die that were right next to us doesn't mean that we were involved.
Has Millis gotten married again? Because he's disappeared again.
Did he get married the last time?
I thought he did.
Oh, I thought he just got really heavily involved in some relationship that he had met with online, and that she convinced him to stay away from all of our toxicities.
How's Jackson
I
doing?
mean, he might not have married her. I don't know.
He's doing good. We're just we always got family stuff going on with everybody, and so we're just kind of dealing with family things and different stages of our life that are changing with our families, and kind of going through those motions. And but other than that, I mean, he's doing good, and he permanently got moved to work from home, which he used to have to go in 20 to 40% of the time, and they were about to start making it permanently 40% of the time. And he was able to get moved to permanent work from home, which is really good. And it's I think a big success in my eyes. Over the past 4 years, I've been trying to get him to go to the right people for it, and he finally did. And he got exactly what he wanted within a day. So super happy about that. And I think that he's feeling super happy about that as well. On top of the fact that he's building a bunch of shit with AI to make the programs easier for their home and hospice healthcare. And, so he's trying to do big and bold things. And, those come with certain stresses along the way. But I think other than that, he's doing really good and feeling pretty good about himself and what he's accomplishing. I'm feeling good about him accomplishing those things too. Yeah. Gotta be a supportive wife.
It looks like Hoagie's missing body count is now up to 37.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Well,
I haven't seen Hoagie on here in a while.
Yeah, I heard that he took over Jeff Webster's basement when Jeff Webster passed. God bless his soul. I heard that Hoag took over his basement.
So Hoagie moved to Iowa?
And mysteriously, Pizza Woman doesn't show up. Neither does Hoagie.
Yeah.
Interesting how that works.
Only so many things, so many coincidences become pattern.
There are a lot of coincidences in this community, aren't there?
I'm still absolutely convinced that somebody in this group is a serial killer, and we just don't
know it. Might be VicTube.
Well, VicTube is an attempted serial killer because he showed up to the slobs and try and give all of us the Kung Flu. So he attempted, but he failed.
I wonder if it's somebody that's actually in chat.
No, then I'll vote for Slim.
No.
I mean, the man hasn't. No, wait. I'm going to vote Friction Vixen because not only is she well armed, but she also has the ability to field strip a dead animal.
Okay, I can do that too. What's your point?
Oh, well,
I was going to say, I think that some people give me a lot more credit than others, and Celine, you are one of them. But I personally realized when everybody's impressed by Slim Shady Kane's talent video from last year that, maybe you are aware that I can do those same things, but I don't think everybody else is because I don't necessarily put myself out there like that. But Slim Shady Canes, I guarantee, when it comes to doing anything out in a hunting field, cleaning an animal, stripping it of its skin, fur, whatever it may be, gutting it, leaving the guts on the side of the road somewhere where you don't have to deal with them, and taking the rest of that body out somewhere else, skinning it down, deboning it, and cutting it into meat portions. I think that Slim Shady is just as capable, if not probably a little bit more than I am, because he's probably worked with a little bit more animals, I imagine, in his area and being there as long as he has.
aren't we due for another round of talent show? Soon?
Yes, if you had watched the morning show, you would already know that.
Yeah, I believe it's June 3rd.
I've been away.
I've been away too, but I haven't been on the morning show in a long, long time.
You had two
my mornings,
11-hour flights to catch up, Celine.
Yeah, I believe it's June 3rd, isn't it?
That would be correct.
Okay. Yeah, damn, I got good memory. Which means I only got about a month to put together some butt clapping videos.
What?
What?
I'm sorry. Friction Vixen's going to twerk?
No, I'm not going to twerk. Oh my God. I was literally I just wanted to see. Well, I guess I can't see you, but I wanted to hear your response because you are a responsive person when you're actually paying attention. And I wanted to see VicTube's actual physical response since he's on video. Look at him smiling now. He's just like, oh, goodness, now you got me on weird feeling.
Make him blush.
Like I was about to say, he turned his camera off.
Yeah, I had to turn my camera off. Yeah.
Hey, VicTube, I love you, man.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy.
I love you too, Friction.
And I hope you enjoy the Fist Lob Olympics because this might be my breaking news here in case somebody missed it in chat. And I know there'll be a couple people I'm still gonna have to break it to that aren't gonna see this. That it looks like you may have gotten the only fully accessible room that was left. And I've talked to him about it, and there are no fully accessible rooms other than prices that are way higher than what everybody else would be paying. And it just doesn't seem something that's going to be affordable for inaccessibility.
Threaten to sue them for discrimination against the handy-capable, and
Which,
you'll end up with a room for free.
Yeah, see, and that's a screwed up thing is that I thought that they were picking out one of the handy, which you have to work with the dates that they were trying to pick. And I understand that not everything is really convenient leaving from, I think it's Port Canaveral. But at the same time, that is not to be considered one of the ships that is really handicap accessible friendly. They have a lot less rooms than some of the other ships. And the only rooms that are fully handicap accessible without having to move a bed over and not having access to one side of the room, and you're talking about for a family of 3 of us, is already, I think, $300 higher than the other rooms, and they only have 2 rooms because the other I think there's 4 rooms total on that entire ship that are fully handicap accessible. And they're already built.
It is an older
already know
ship.
what ship it is?
Yeah,
They
it
should
is
have.
an older.
Yeah, it's a
They
Carnival
should have
Glory.
more rooms.
It
They
is
should
an
have
old-
more accessible rooms.
It's an
Yeah.
older ship, Vic.
Yeah, it's an older ship.
Pete was talking
There-
about that when he took a cruise 15 years ago. That's the exact same ship he was on.
Yeah, they they dry docked it like 12 years ago, and they did a bunch of modifications to it, like all throughout the rooms. And I know that Traveling Fools has been like really serious every Sunday night when we do trivia. He's like trying to convince me, like, yes, you need to book your trip. You need to book your trip. You need to book your trip. And they've done all these modifications, and it will be so much easier for Traction Jackson to get around. The thing is, I've looked into it and I've looked into it and I've looked into it, and I've literally spent all day just before confirming my decision. But I've done every bit of research and talking to that I can, and they don't have it, like their amount of rooms that they have for fully handicap accessibility without having somebody to feel like they're being kind of trapped in a room and they're in a wheelchair. They have, I think it was 3 or 4 rooms, and they were completely booked. And there, which also I would have to pay a premium fee for them because they're on the top balcony. And the other rooms are where we would have to scoot a bed over to one side of the room. And I'm sharing this room with me, my daughter, and my husband. And it's really kind of a nuisance. And so I was trying to find out, okay, maybe this is wrong information. They've been telling me that they did all these modifications just recently, and it was dry docked again recently. Well, in 2019, the Carnival Glory crashed into the Carnival Legend, which they said was wind gusts that caused the accident, but it caused damage to one of their front restaurants and to another area of the Carnival Glory. And so they completely redid that. They redid some areas of the casino, and then the other modifications that they did that were, kind of convinced to me like they were handicap accessibility options were actually mattresses being replaced in the majority of the rooms. And they added in a table lamp that had a USB port. Those are the modifications.
So, well, we know the ship is the Carnival Glory.
Yes, it is the Carnival Glory, leaving from March 7th to the 10th from Port Canaveral. Port Canaveral to the Bahamas.
Oh, I've done that cruise. I did that cruise on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, which I've looked into it, and there's a lot of other cruise liners that are more handicap accessible. But I think, like Vic even just realized, and he was just kind of vouching for me, that there's not a lot of fully handicap accessible rooms on the cruise liner that was picked for that weekend. And
tell you want to get shit done, threaten to sue them. I mean, it's the American pastime at this point.
Well, and and here's the thing is I don't go to those levels, and I used to work for an attorney, and I realized the freaking scum that will sue. And I did get pissed off though when I saw on one of these cruise line sites that was booked for something about 40 days out from now, or maybe 15 days out from now at this point, but it was like 45 days out from when they were immediately making the comments and asking people, hey, my travel agent had, I asked them to book a room. I kind of wanted a bigger room, suite-like. And so somehow they were able to book the fully handicap accessible room, and they didn't even realize that it was a fully handicap accessible room. And they are commenting on these cruise line, review pages saying, hey, I have this cruise coming up and I have a fully handicap accessible room. And I've been told that I might be keeping somebody from this room, but my travel agent asked me to pick one from the deck area, and I picked the larger one, and somehow they were able to book it. So, and a lot of people with a cruise liner, like my father, had a travel agent. My dad traveled all the time. And that somehow they and other people that have a travel agent type job are able to get in with these cruise liners because they have a direct relationship with them to where they can actually book these rooms and they don't have to have proof of handicap needs. And technically we would, in just coming, a person off the street, we would have to provide that if there was anything in question. But once those rooms are booked, it's harder to tell. And unless you, like they said, unless you want to contact up to the managers and wait possibly 30 days for a response to find out any other information, that those rooms are already booked and you can't do anything about it. And which, as it is on the Carnival Glory, the one that's picked out for next year, they only have, I believe, 4 out of, or I think it's either 4 or less on the entire ship that are fully handicap accessibility. So, and they do require that you pay a premium fee because they are in a larger suite, and some of them are
Sounds like discrimination to me.
some of them they've immediately attached to a balconied area.
Who was
And
it? Oh, here it is.
Do what?
Shipes finally posted something that I can agree with. The room is for pooping, sleeping, and showering. Yeah, well, I think in the case of Vic Tube and Traction Jackson, the room is a little bit more than that. I think the dog agrees. Well, so Friction, are you saying that you're not able to go, or you're still working on it?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that I've looked into all the accessible rooms that are left and available, and I've gone through every extent that I can to find out what actually is available upon the people that are willing to pay up front versus people that are putting down a deposit saying that they want a room. And the room for the premium price that we would have to pay outside of what the $400 a person is, and the limited amount of room, that I don't think that it would be very comfortable for my husband and our teenage daughter, and they don't offer any rooms that are handicap accessible with a private room even off, or like even a small like little quarter room off to the side. And yeah, I just don't think it would work out.
No, I understand.
Yes. So I'm sorry if some of y'all can't go because I took one of the rooms.
No, Vic, look, and I hope that Lou's just trolling over there in the comment section.
Yeah, no, Lou's just pulling my chain. Yeah.
And I know that I don't blame you, and I'm just pulling your leg when I'm saying that you took all the rooms. That it really is. It's that cruise line, they don't offer a lot for fully accessibility. So
I think Shipes is being unkind, but whatever. That's between you and Friction. You should. I guarantee you should kick your ass next time she sees you anyway. So
semi-handicapable can get up out of their wheelchairs and still maneuver around.
Yeah, I don't think that describes Jackson.
You little troll. Say, do you guys want to have 5 of you guys carrying him around and being a little, never mind, working person for him.
Having done that recently myself, I'm going to say no.
Well, here's the thing. So you and I are different. If I can bring out the happiness in somebody's day, I will fucking lug, and throw them over my shoulder and pull them along or whatever I need to do. If I'm in the position to do so and I'm there. But the thing is I know a lot of people don't want to do that. And my husband doesn't want anybody to do that for him. And I've watched hundreds of videos of people that, you have to keep looking and looking and looking and just to see actually what these rooms supply. And I just don't think that cruise ship is the best for handicap accessibility. I think that they offer a lot for people that might like go around with a walker. They might need a little assistance. They have plenty of rooms for that. But when it comes to wheelchair accessibility, trust me, I've been with my husband for 14 years and I realize how hard it is. And it's just one of those things that, yeah, y'all control me as much as you want to and say whatever you're going to say. But my husband's comfortability is important to me. And I don't feel like there's any reason why he can't be just as comfortable as I am. So
Yeah.
if he can't be that way, then I won't be going.
Yeah, I understand that perfectly. Shikes, on the other hand, wants a Purple Heart for this. And I say, okay.
That's right. Well, and and Jay also helped to put me in the beach wheelchair. So yeah, or he helped with getting me out of it. Yeah, Jay and Colby got me out of the beach chair back into my main chair. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing for you. Man, you're probably like a third of the weight of my 6 foot freaking 3.5 husband that just likes to eat sweets. Like if it was you, VicTube, and all I had to do was carry you up somewhere, and I could pick you up in my arms and just sweep you away. You need to go to the toilet? Here you go, honey. You go to the bed. Here we go. I'll carry you upstairs to the pool. The thing is, my husband, he's a big dude, and there's been a lot of people that are like, "Oh yeah, I got him, man, I got him," and then you don't realize through those strenuous situations, you need a couple more of you.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. I mean, he's 6'3.5". If I were to put him up in his standing machine, he slouches now, so he's probably 6'3", probably 220-ish, 230-ish, and that's just a lot of weight and length to move around. And he doesn't want that for anybody. I don't want that for anybody. That's what it comes down to. It sucks. We're gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys probably most of all. I think my husband realized how dedicated I was to the Slop Olympics, and I'm pulling for you for the win, Big Tube.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep, we got to do what we got to do. Sometimes that means sitting on the bench because the coach told you to.
Yep. Well, I have the information, and thanks to Battle Angel, so I got to, decide if I'm going or not. I think I probably will, but
I was gonna say it's literally right up your alley.
I'm not a big fan of chips, but yeah, it's close by. You know, it's not. It's about a 3-hour drive to Port Canaveral. I've
But
been
you
on
are a
cruises
big fan
before.
of nude sunbathing decks.
How about this? And
Okay.
if it doesn't work out, we'll just fly out to you, Saleen, and Traction can stay with you for a couple days, and I'll drive your Saleen to Port Canaveral. And
No, no, this doesn't work for me, bud.
okay, okay,
Well,
all
can
right.
she drive your Hyundai to Port Canaveral?
Who wants to drive a Hyundai?
Hey, the Hyundai does what it's supposed to do. It's a nice, appliance.
Saleen, I love you, but I think that's what all Jewish people have told me, and I've never heard it from anybody else.
What?
That Hyundais are nice. Oh, I think
They're a
who
good
are
car
they?
for
The
what they are.
Japanese?
Korean.
Korean, yeah. I say I know it's not China.
No, it's Korean.
Well, I mean, in his defense, I do agree that you can't drive a Saleen daily.
Well, I did for a while.
Screw that place.
Well, in Atlanta traffic, I daily drove that thing, in Atlanta traffic. So it
I
wasn't
don't even know
easy.
why you would do that. This just sounds dumb.
Well, it was the only car I had. I mean, I
That's
didn't
when
get a second. I didn't get a daily driver and retire the Saleen until 2007. I mean, I daily drove it every day for 7 years. Raj.
man, I need to get this Trans Am going. Back going.
I mean, but you got to remember, it was a different clutch, a different engine. Gas was cheaper, and I was in better overall health than I'm doing better now than I was a few years ago. But when I was daily driving the Mustang, I was in better health than even that.
From smoking?
I don't smoke.
What was your bad health from? Yeah, you don't
Diabetes.
smoke. You're right.
He's got
You
the-
were one of the only clean people standing outside of Slob Olympics the first year. I thought that you
He's got
smoked because
He's got the diabetes.
I got the
D4
diabetes,
smoked near you.
and I
D4
broke
was
my
smoking
back.
right beside you, and I thought you smoked.
No, I was just standing near D4 so nobody would kill me.
Yes, good idea.
Until he ripped off his pants and showed you the little spandex underwear underneath in front of me, you, and Traction Jackson. And then it's like, oh, I don't know well, maybe they'll be more scared. Huge ass dude in spandex now.
Yeah.
Types, if you don't start spelling Saleen the proper way, I'm going to just time you out for the day. Tired of looking at it. Asshole. Anyway, where was I going with that? No, it's the combination of diabetes and a broken back.
Okay, so still some issues that you're talking about from a couple years ago. What you and I talked about.
Longer than a couple of years ago, but yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm saying you and I
I've
talked about it
given
more
him-
a couple years ago.
I've given him a suggestion to soften up the ride on that Saleen. He needs to swap out the suspension on it.
No. No. Flat no. Well,
Yes,
the back
you
got
can-
the
you
back
can
got
get-
fixed in 2007.
You can get we got in that conversation one day. You can get adjustable dampening suspension. That
What,
way
air ride?
you can stiff. Well, no. There's an external reservoir on the coilovers on my truck, and it's just got a little dial on it that adjusts the dampening. So all I have to do is if I wanted to ride stiffer, pull over, turn the little knob on the external reservoir, and adjust the dampening on it.
Problem with that is there's not a lot of room in the fender well for external reservoir. I don't even know if they make that kind of shock for that year Mustang. I'd have to look into it, but I know some people cure the problem by putting an air ride in the car, and you
I,
can adjust the air ride for a soft ride, and then
I would never put air ride on a car with 700 horsepower.
no, neither would I. But I know people have done it, and they seem to like it. But I'm not modifying this car anymore.
What's
I don't have to.
What's an air ride?
Basically, you take the front and the spring out. No, well, you leave the shocks, but instead of a coil spring, you have basically
An airbag.
an air bladder in the place of the coil spring, and you can put in or take out air to make the ride harder or softer, depending on air pressure.
Okay.
That's his long-winded way of saying fucking airbags.
Okay.
You know, there's a little more to it than that, so that's why my explanation is long-winded.
No,
I like to be precise, sir.
No, I think you just like to hear yourself talk.
That too. What's your point? If I didn't like to hear myself talk, I wouldn't do these live streams.
Yeah, no, it's an air bladder.
And it's not recommended for high performance applications.
Why is that? And why is that?
Because they tend to fail.
Yeah.
If
the airbag fails, your car collapses on its suspension, and then you crash.
That's why they have adjustable dampening suspensions now.
Yeah. I'm not. You know what? I'll say this: when it comes time to replace the struts on the Saleen down the road, I might look into that. But for now, I'm not going to change out parts that are perfectly functional.
Well, it wouldn't be a strut replacement. You'd have to go to coilovers.
Oh, I have coilovers. I have coilovers. I converted the coilovers when I changed out the chain member.
For somebody that wants to be precise, there is a big difference between a strut and a coilover.
I just use that point taken. But no, because the coilover bolts into the strut housing in this particular setup, so they still call it a strut for some reason.
No.
But when I changed the car, when I converted the car from the GT motor to the Cobra motor, I took the opportunity to change out that big cast iron, looks like something off the Brooklyn Bridge K-member for a tubular K-member, which weighs about a quarter of the weight. And that car, that K-member converts the car to a coilover setup. But for some reason, they still call it a strut. Probably because it uses the same strut cartridge.
I've never heard anybody but you call it a strut.
Well, it uses the same strut cartridge as the Mustang strut, so that's why they call it a strut.
Well, yes, they make it to where it's a bolt-in replacement, but
anyway. Well, Saleen still refers to it as a strut.
Well, they're fucking wrong.
They might be wrong, but then again, they didn't count on me modifying my car to this extent. So when you order the replacement part, it's still referred to as a strut. So I got used to calling it a strut, where technically I should be calling it a coilover shock.
Especially if you're trying to be as precise as you claim.
Yes, like I said 2 minutes ago, point taken. You feel better now? You caught me making a mistake. Congratulations. Enjoy the flavor. It doesn't happen very often.
It actually happens quite often.
Actually, it doesn't, but no. Because I am a very smart man. I'm a smart man.
But no, they have some, like in mine, where it's adjustable with just a knob on the external reservoir. They have some without an external reservoir, and it's just as easily.
Who is Sure Thing?
I don't know.
I've never seen that name before, but welcome, Sure Thing. Good to see
I've
you.
never seen him either. Yeah.
And Shipe says his phone died and he's back. Oh, joy. Rapture.
Yay.
Yay. I'll be sure to control my excitement over the fact that Shipes is back.
Yes, he's back. Yes.
Being
Yes, he's back.
charitable and nice doesn't exactly have a great payoff.
And as if I didn't have enough projects that I'm working on, I may or may not have had a bad idea.
Oh?
Well, it's something I've always had in the back of my mind. You don't see anybody really build anything with a rotary anymore. And I've always wanted to tinker with one.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
And I mean, done right, you can pull a lot of power out of those motors. And they take up, I mean, almost no room.
Just make sure you carry a quart of oil around.
Well, yeah. Well,
what are you going to put it in?
I was thinking about you can pick up old Miatas for $1,000 to $2,000.
Ooh, a rotary powered Miata. Now that would be cool. But
yeah, it's not something you have to have a ton of power in because the car weighs 2,100 pounds.
Yeah, it doesn't need a lot of power. Yeah.
Have you ever sat in a Miata?
I have.
Do you fit?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I sat in a Miata and I was uncomfortable.
Well, you're also a little taller than me. I'm only 6 foot even.
I'm 6 foot even.
Yeah, you're last time I checked.
Oh, well.
I'd say you're probably 6'1", maybe even pushing 6'2".
I don't feel like I am, but okay. Oh, I found out today that despite the trip to Italy and eating like I did, I'm still 175 pounds.
Listen, my old
I have
boss
no idea.
My old boss is 6'10", and he can fit his ass into a C6 CO6.
6'10". Wow. 6'10". Wow.
I have a very good friend of mine who's 6'3", and he does not fit very well in my Mustang.
6'10". Yeah, did you say you was 6'10"?
Yep.
Wow.
6'10" fits in a C6 Corvette.
Yep.
Yeah, 6'10". I mean, that's like I mean, that's like Shaq. Tall.
He was the owner of the company, and he would drive his. He had a C6 CO6. He would drive it. Yeah, he would
That's
drive
the one
it
with the fixed
once
roof.
or twice a month.
That's the one with the fixed roof, right?
Yes, it had a fixed roof.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He also had a Resto Mod 68 Camaro with a LS3 in it.
Lou, you are not 6 foot tall. I think Lou's like 5'9".
Yeah, 5'12" equals 6 feet. So
yeah. I think Lou is like 5'10". He's shorter than me.
Yeah, then I'm like 4'10". So
I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that Lou is shorter than me.
No, not
Lou
6 feet.
No,
5 feet, 12 inches.
12 inches. Okay.
Well, 12 inches is a foot.
How many millimeters is that?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Libby.
12 inches is 1 foot. So.
Yeah, but I'm asking for the conversion of millimeters.
Hang on.
I don't know.
I'll do it if you want. Six feet to millimeters is 1,828.8 millimeters.
Gee.
That's got a better ring to it.
What about in centimeters?
182.88 centimeters.
But yeah, I did. I had done some. I've been doing some reading over the past couple of weeks, and you can actually. I've found several of the twin turbo B13s out of the later model RX7s for like $3,000-$4,000.
Why did it? Oh, never mind. Used to be 5'11", but my hair fell out. I thought he buzz cut his hair.
It was falling out too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never really paid attention to that. Anyway, guys, I gotta shut down because I gotta go over to my mom's house.
Okay.
I think we are having brisket tonight, so I look forward to that.
That's good.
Slim, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yep.
Be safe. Vic, thanks for stopping by as well.
Yeah, thanks
Sorry
for
you were
letting
sick
me.
last week.
Yeah, that's okay. But I'm fine now. Yeah.
I know. But thank you for being willing to step in anyway.
Yes, and thank you for letting me come on the show. So. Oh yeah, and then Jay says that he forgives you.
And just for shits and giggles, because he keeps misspelling Saleen.
Anyway. Oh no, you're trying to. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, he says that I forgive you, and you time him out. Well,
yes, because he keeps misspelling my name. So, as my final parting gift to my friend Jay Shipes, time out. You miserable. Anyway, we'll see you later, Vic. I'll try and get on your stream on Friday after I get home from dinner.
Okay.
Do you stream any other time besides Friday?
No.
Okay. Well, y'all head over to VicTubes on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time for VicTube Productions live stream. It's always a lively thing.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay. Bye, Saleen.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everybody, before you leave. That does help the channel. I always appreciate that. And thanks to Lou and Friction Vixen for stopping by in the StreamYard as well. I always appreciate it. Thanks to Huff and Matt and Friction and Battle Angel and all of the other usual suspects and not so usual suspects for stopping by. I always appreciate it. I guess we have to formally welcome back Jay Shipes to the chat against my better judgment. And someone can tell Traveling Fools he's unblocked. So if he wants to show up and make nice, he can do that too. He'll be welcome in the chat. Y'all have a good rest of the evening, good rest of the week. I will be watching my Boston Bruins play against the against the Florida Panthers. Boston went into Florida's home ice and stole one. So hopefully they can do another one and go up 2-0, head back to Boston later in the week. Stanley Cup hockey, always the best hockey in the world. So y'all have a good rest of the evening, rest of the week. I'll see you on other people's streams. We'll do it all again next week on Wednesday afternoon live with your boy, SaleenDriver. That's me. Thanks for stopping by. See you. Peace.